one day last summer, I can't remember now when it was, and I can't remember which nun was with me. It might have been Venerable Samton. Um, we had gone to the Spokane Unitarian Universalist Church for our regular Monday night class, and we'd gotten there early. And we went for a walk through the lovely little grounds next door. So as we were driving, it was you, it was Venerable Simke. As we were driving, a car was kind of slowly cruising along, and they stopped and rolled down the window, and we're dressed like this, peered in and said, "Yes, can we help you?" And the woman driving the car said, "Can you tell me where the crematorium is here?" And there is one in that neighborhood. She was way off base as far as where it was. I said, well, we had to think a minute because it was a surprising question. But we said, it's down the hill and back that way and take a left. She said, no, I've already been there. There's another one here. And we said, well, we didn't know anything about that. So we're continuing to chat with this woman, and it comes out very quickly that her husband has just died. He wants to be cremated, and she is driving around Spokane trying to find a place for his body to go. Her daughter's in the car, there's another person in the back seat, and we couldn't help her. It was when Venerable Tarpa had been talking to the Newport people. She actually lived up here. So we recommended the funeral home in Newport as a resource, and it was the best we could do. But that has stayed with me so strongly. Like, my gosh, you've just witnessed the death of your husband. He had cancer for a long time, it sounds like. And now you're driving around in your grief looking for a place to send the body to fulfill his last wishes. It was heartbreaking. So on Saturday, I had an opportunity to go to a workshop that was held also at the UU Church on, remember the name of it? It was a clever life. Oh yeah, Being Mortal. On especially on establishing or creating an advanced directive for how you want your life, your body, your illness to be cared for at the end of life when you are no longer able to make those decisions yourself. Venerable Jigme and Xiao Yin went the first week, so I only caught the second half of it. But it was so well done and reminded me again vividly how important it is for us to pay attention to the fact that death is definite, that the time of death is unknown. And although nothing helps at the time of death except our Dharma practice in terms of, and the seeds that we planted on our mind stream, that's what goes with us. It's also immensely helpful to be practical about the first 2 points and take care of business. So they, in the workshop, which I highly recommend if they do it again, it's probably done through the UU. I'm not sure that, for people in Spokane, pay attention because it was really superbly done, where they talk about the legalities of things to consider, things to think about. Not just the time of death, but also what happens in old age when you get dementia. How do you want that cared for? How do you want that addressed by the people around you? So that you're completely clear about what your wishes are about debilitating and devastating illness, and what you want done when you're dying, how you want that process to go. Now, there's no guarantee that we can sit down and write every single possible permutation of what might happen. We can't do that. But to think broadly and deeply about where we are philosophically, what do we, what do the people that we've determined will be taking care of us, what do they need to know about how we think about this? What do they need to know about what we believe in terms of spiritual support at the end of life? What do they need to know about how we want to die? I was also very, very grateful after I chatted with some people afterwards that we have this emphasis on impermanence in our practice. It helps us to prepare. It helps us to be aware. It helps us to know that it's coming. And it's a surprising number of people that just don't want to think about it. this image of this woman in the car just breaks my heart. And I came into the class that night saying, do not do this to the people you love. Do not have them driving around in the car after your death trying to figure out what to do with you, with your body. Figure it out beforehand. And so, reminded of that, I want to make that statement again. We're fortunate. Venerable Jigme has been really the driver here at the Abbey, that we have worked on our advanced directives. We all have them. We all have our wills in place, and we know. And they're a work in progress. It's not like you can write it once. I actually updated mine the night before the workshop because there was going to be somebody there to do the notary public. Yeah, there was a notary there, a couple of them, to do your wills. And after I went to the workshop, I thought, well, this is out of date. So I did notarize it. It's current in case I fall over tomorrow. But it's something that we need to continue to think about. And we're really fortunate because of our practice. It keeps taking our minds to that time that is so critical and so, it's really can be such a sacred and beautiful time. And it can also be a real chaotic mess. The preparation that we do is what makes a difference, internally, but also externally. So that's my thinking today, is it really support, and it's such an act of compassion for the people around us to have thought about it, to have things in place, and so that they can move forward and do what they need to do emotionally or spiritually and not have to worry about the paperwork so much. There's going to be paperwork anyway, but not so much.